Alrighty, good evening everyone. This is Bram for the final unit in Unit 16, Friedman's work, Images of the Medieval Peasant. So I thought Friedman's work I thought that it does an excellent job in analyzing the juxtaposed depictions of the lower class European worker. Although the author admits that most of these depictions appeared overly negative, that does not stand out as the underlying purpose for Friedman's monograph. It seems as if Friedman wants historians to understand who labeled peasants as inferior, to what extent they did so, why, as well as how the peasants actually responded to these insults. By way of the German Peasants' War of 1525, for example. I thought it was awesome how the medieval peasants did not allow for the European lords and the elite to target them and deface their image left and right. Following the Black Death, it seems as if the peasants had had enough mistreatment and negative stereotypes thrown at them that they were willing to rebel against their oppressors. Additionally, the comparison of the English Rising of 1381, the Catalan Civil War of 1462 to 1486, and the Hungarian Revolt of 1514 highlight how the German Peasants' War of 1524 was not the only peasant revolt against the nobility. For centuries, the peasants refused to accept the humiliation and unjust treatment from their elite oppressors. It is bad enough that many of these medieval peasants labored tirelessly and fed most, if not all, of Europe without so much as a thanks. But their agricultural labor in the fields inspired the pretentious higher classes of society to make them out to be animals, as being somehow less Christian than their fellow Europeans, and so forth. It is not surprising whatsoever that medieval peasants were treated this way, given how enslaved populations, serfs, and the poor in society have almost always been treated throughout history, whether it be in Europe, Russia, India, the United States, etc. In fact, the relationship between the elite class and the lower classes seems extremely fitting for the debates on economic inequality occurring in capitalist America today. Except instead of kings and rulers of society, the United States holds some of the wealthiest corporations in the world. These big businesses have always looked down upon the working class, given that they believe that the minimum wage of $7.25 an hour suffices as enough money to keep their workers alive. However, large corporations, like their medieval European elite predecessors, do not consider their workers as equal human beings either, and they treat them accordingly.